We're here to see Princess and the manufacture of the yachts here, which obviously are very, very important to Plymouth, actually very important to the country. 3,000 well-paid unionised jobs in manufacturing, and it's very important that as we go through the challenges of COVID-19 that we support businesses that have those good jobs in manufacturing and other sectors.
Manufacturing has such a big contribution to not just the UK's economy but globally. What would the support be, say, if we did happen to go into another lockdown here?
Well, before we get to the support, we need to be clear that the government clearly fears a second spike. It needs to tell us now what action it's taking to mitigate that. So before we get to the support bit of it, what are you doing to prevent and mitigate the risk in the first place? And that depends on not just quarantining at the border, that's an unfortunate necessity, but that's not going to solve it. You need much better test, trace and isolate. You need to be able to, if there's a local outbreak, you need to deal with it very, very quickly. Isolate it locally and make sure that it's kept as local and contained as it possibly can be. That means you need an effective track, trace, isolate, you need much, much more testing. And the local lockdown regime has to work in a much better way than it worked in Leicester.
You were in Falmouth yesterday to talk about tourism and hospitality, about creating more regular and sustainable jobs for people rather than relying on, the tourist season to bring an income.
Well, that's why being here at Princess today is so important, because what it demonstrates is that in Plymouth you've got a strong manufacturing base in a company like this with, supporting 3,000 jobs. That's very important alongside the tourist sector. And one of the issues in the southwest is how do you genuinely nurture and support other businesses, other sectors through? Now, that could be manufacturing, it could be tech, it could be green industries. There are lots of innovation going on in the southwest, and we need to champion that and support that. So there's a more diverse economy going forward.
Here in Devon and Cornwall, we're such a popular tourist destination, and we do rely on that income coming from people coming down here. But does that not also put us at risk of potentially more cases here and the support that we would have for that if that were to happen, if we were to go?
Well, the strong message I got from my 2 days in the southwest from businesses and the sector was we want people to come, we want our businesses to succeed. They're all, understandably saying we've got half a season. This 3 winters notion, I've heard that so many times in the last few days, 3 winters. But we've had half a season. If you're in the tourist industry, you run a restaurant, a bar, or anything like that, social distancing means you can't work to capacity. And so the message I got from them is we want our businesses to succeed. So we're not saying to people don't come, but we want to know from the government that it's put in place the measures to ensure that should there be any outbreaks of infection, that will be contained quickly and not affect anything other than a very, very local area. And I think that's probably right. And when local people, local communities and local businesses are all saying the same thing, it's quite a good thing to listen to it.